least my mic is working. I have no idea if the music in the background is playing, but does it even matter? For clearly, the reason that you come here is to watch me. Or something. Anyways, today I went to Twitch. So if the title doesn't show anything, I went to TwitchCon and I was inspired. I saw hot tubs. I saw inflatable swan things. And I thought to myself, why do I bother trying? I should merely cast myself with the others onto the waves of the hot tub and become a hot tub streamer. Now, this is difficult because I don't have a hot tub, nor do I really have anything that would allow me to stream inside hot tub. So, in lieu of that, we have barge contact cement, which is a pool of pain and suffering, somewhat similar to a hot tub and very much similar to the TwitchCon foam pits of death. That was a good segue, right? That was a incredible segue. 10 out of 10. Anyways. Yes. Welcome. Yes. I did indeed go to TwitchCon. I know. Fascinating. Yeah, truly, a unique thing to have done. You know, I'm sure only I don't know. This took place in San Diego, and it took place in the San Diego Comic Convention. Convention Center. San Diego Convention Center, which does host San Diego Comic-Con, which, in terms of, amount of people, I would say is 150K. Considering that TwitchCon sold to capacity, I assume it was similar statistics, about 100 to 150K. Don't quote me on that, I have absolutely no idea. I'm just going kind of based on my gut. But anyways, yeah, so I went on Friday. Which actually biases, I would say, my particular view on this quite a bit. I think a lot of the badness you hear about TwitchCon and Twitch, everything to do about it, what it is somewhat heavily biased on the fact that I went on the day where there was the least amount of people, you know? So the staff were still smiling. They could still feel some soul left in their body. There was a little bit of heart still in their words and their tensions, kindness in their souls, which all probably completely disappeared rapidly after they had to deal with Saturday, and resulting in wonderful, wonderful things. But, you know, that's just my perspective on things. I do not know if that is true or not. Also, yes, I should address the Dragonite in the room. This is not a craft stream. Why is that? Normally, don't I just do craft streams? Well, for one thing, I had a feeling that with the con chats, I almost always get completely derailed and stop crafting to begin with. 1. Item 2. Yeah, also my overhead camp's dead. It's not dead. Interesting. I don't know if it's dead. Interesting. Curious how that happened. It's not dead, but, it's, probably heading there. To be perfectly honest, I kind of, based on how it was glitching out and everything, I kind of suspect it is going to die. So, yeah, that's the tea. I need to get a new cam. That's not really tea. That's just things that happens on my own personal life. But yeah. So, uh, where do I begin with this? You know, I was expecting I don't know. So yeah. Let's start by outlining, why did I go to TwitchCon? That's actually, I think, a fairly important question, because, why would I go to TwitchCon? To be perfectly honest, it was out of curiosity. It was, one, very expensive out of curiosity. That was a big commentary, I would say. For the price for a 3-day badge, not too bad. Price for a 1-day badge, really fucking bad. That would be my biggest complaint. Don't do that. Yeah. Second little thing. So I do not do a lot of the parasocially stuff. There are no particular content creators that I particularly love with the heart and my heart and soul. There are no, like, I don't know. I do not actually focus. Like, the content creators that I care about are, for the most part, people I know in real life. And the reason I care about them is because they're my friends. Um, like, you know, I hang out and chat with them IRL. That is generally the content creator that I follow. So I don't really have much of a parasocial relationship with them. There's very little, because it's not a parasocial relationship, it's just a relationship. Um, so, in terms of, so that's another little key point in this. I think I missed out on a lot of the not so great stuff at TwitchCon because, to be honest, I was not going to TwitchCon as your average TwitchCon attendee. So a lot of the things that I would have potentially been interested in would have been probably pretty radically different from what other people would have been interested in. And then final thing, and that would make maybe TwitchCon feel not as bad to me as it is to another person, is that I live in Southern California and as TwitchCon happens in San Diego, so it's not like the shortest drive in the world, but it's just kind of it's a drive. I just have to drive there. Doesn't take too long. And once I drive there, you know, I can do my shit and then I can leave and drive back home. So like, unlike other people who may have spent hours upon hours upon hours waiting for their TwitchCon moment or their meeting with content creators and so on, like, you know, they went on a plane in, like, say, New York and they flew all the way to San Diego and they paid all this money for a hotel and a badge and whatever, just to meet this one content creator. Yeah, that was not me. It took maybe hour to 2 hours of my life to go to TwitchCon. So, yeah. So that's another aspect of it. If the con was awful and I had a truly, truly awful time, it would not have affected me as much. It'd just been like, oh god, that was some money waste and my day is gone. That's it. So, with that all in mind, how was my TwitchCon experience? I drove there. I paid for downtown San Diego parking, which honestly hurt me more than paying for the TwitchCon pass, because TwitchCon, at least I'm doing something, and the paying for parking in downtown San Diego, I'm just paying for the opportunity for my car to rust in San Diego, which does not improve your mood at all. Kind of makes your mood worse, to be honest. Yeah, that's $35 fucking dollars. $35 fucking dollars. That's the price of a decent meal in where I live. You know, not the fancy meal, the fancy for me meal. I don't eat out that much. You know, that $20 entree with the slightly exclusive drink. Okay, I guess we're cheaping out the tip out here. But yeah, you know, the price of a decent meal. I can get KBBQ for $35, and here I am spending on fucking parking. So that does not improve one's mood at all. But whatever. I parked quite a distance away from the convention center. Mostly because they are like completely renovating like the entirety of downtown San Diego, and traffic was awful. Everything was awful, and I was like, when I was stuck in a traffic jam, I just saw this public parking sign, and I was like, fuck it. I'm like, I'm less than a mile away from the con. I'll just walk it. I won't deal with this shit. And I turned in and I parked. I was like, and then it's like $35, and I'm like, oh, fuck you. And I paid it, and then I was like, okay. Now to enjoy my leisurely walk to the convention center. And then I felt stupid because I saw no one else doing the leisurely walk, and I was like, fuck, that probably means there was parking still available at the convention center, which would have been slightly cheaper. And closer. Fuck. But whatever. I did it. Only mildly sad. And, that was that. The walk was pleasant and beautiful. I will say, downtown San Diego is a little bit more picturesque and slightly less smelly than downtown LA. No, not much else to comment there. That's another point. I was solo conning this. As in, it was only me, myself, and I. It was a Friday. I had no other friends, and I couldn't convince people to put down $100 for what essentially is a stupid-ass whim of mine. So, yeah. I was solo conning. SD is a pretty serier than Adelaide? By far! Holy shit, you know, when I was in the SA Convention Center, I was looking around, I was like, wow, I could actually take convention photos here. Wow, that's very pretty. Wow, look at the harbor. And then I think back to Anime Expo, and I'm like, wow, holy shit, LA is a shithole. Anyways, LA's not, okay, LA's not a shithole. Downtown LA is kind of a shithole. And I say that going to downtown LA fairly regularly. But yeah. So with that, the process of getting. Oh, did I grab my badge? Fuck, did I forget to grab that? I hope I did. I hope I shoved it somewhere. Just to show it off, I will give them one teensiest bit of credit. Oh, I do not have it with me. Fuck. So much for my show and tell, right? I will give themselves one teensiest bit of credit. The badge getting your badge was relatively fast and relatively simple. Like, there was a line, and it was actually properly marked out. Looking at you, fucking Anime Expo. And you just had to walk all the way to the back of the queue, and then walk into the queue, and then there you go, you're in. And once you're in, you just have to. Yeah, you know. I will say though, also getting in and out, really fast. Getting the little vaccine pass, there was just some lady with little wristband things, and she's like, "Do you want a pass?" And I was like, "Yeah, here's my vaccine card." And she's like, "Great, Gary, there you go, perfect." And I was like, "Wow, man, maybe I'm too used to shitty anime conventions." Anyways, and so, yeah. The one thing I will say that mildly irritated me as a plebeian is that they had a line for plebeians and a line for cool people. And I, of course, was a plebeian. Basically speaking, they had a line for partner people that was significantly shorter, and a line for, like, I don't know, what the hell do you call them? Guests? People that they invited. That was also shorter, but that one makes sense. And then they had the line for general attendees, which I technically was, so that was the one I had to go into. But then again, it was also not too long, at least on Friday, so it wasn't too bad. I got to the desk. The only thing the thing I would say though is that they required you to bring an email with a QR code to scan in to get your badge, and the Wi-Fi sucks ass. So the QR code did not load, so I just had to sit there awkwardly while I waited for my emails to load. Honestly, probably not the best way of doing things. Also, I was like a little bit confused because I double checked the email saying before you check in, do all this stuff, and having your QR code available was not in that email, and I feel like should be. But yeah, I checked in. I came in. It was glorious. First thing I saw was, as I said, inflatable flamingos, ball pits, all the all the things that you do where you wear bikinis and I seriously don't know what people do in hot tub streams. I honestly, like, I realize I'm not the demographic for it. They just sound really boring to me. I realize this is basically kind of the same thing. You're just listening to me talk, but at least I have slightly entertaining tea, you know? Like, I'm telling you guys my story. I mean, maybe that's being sexist to me. You know, girls who wear bikinis in hot tubs, they too have stories to tell. Oh! Oh, I see. So what you're saying is I should have a little button in the thingy. I've been told they have roulette wheels. I need a roulette wheel that tells me to dance. I think. I heard yoga is also popular. That's all I know. I'm being serious. And also, I'm not gonna lie, most of my knowledge of this is watching, like, Twitch streamers for charity parody hot tub streams. You know, I get you. We're all conjecturing here, Eric. Yeah, I have no idea. Absolutely no fucking clue. No, seriously, I have no fucking clue. But yeah, so that was the first. So I will say that was kind of a surprise for me. Like walking in, you're expecting this big con floor, and it was quite impressive and everything. But I was not impressed by the fact that like they had this streaming station and it was filled with like inflatable flamingo shit and whatever, where you're supposed to sit and I guess stream your things. Yeah, I didn't get that. I actually that was like, I see, Twitch. You are telling me I am in the wrong market. Like, listen, as a crafter, I was expecting like hot glue guns and the prayer, you know, hot glue guns and a little place to pray as your cosplay falls apart on you. Maybe a therapist to console you as your like thing just melts in the Southern California sun. That's what I was expecting as a craft person. I realized that I'm not dressed as a craft person. I was going to do some ironic joke because this is on Just Chatting and whatever, but I realized also, I don't have that type of setup. I don't have that type of setup. Floaty pool toys? Yeah, I heard about that. I also heard bananas are popular. For no reason. They also had, like, so that was, like, one side, and on the other side, they had this thing where they take pictures of your face and turn them into emotes, and I was like, that's actually not what I want to do. I already have a new emo planned. It's gonna be beautiful. It's gonna be, don't try this. Don't try this at home. Looks like a little skull face for, like, the O's. Right? Because, don't try this at home. Bard cement. But yeah. So that's also, it's very multi-purposeful. I can do it when I'm doing dangerous shit on stream, and I can also put it when I'm failing horrendously at video games. Everyone knows. The way to not fail at video games is to not do it, try it at home. Perfect. Anyways, so that was that. And after that initial thing, there was obviously a lot of companies aiming for streaming products like microphones, PC, whatevers, power banks, what have you, graphics card. Fuck. Who does the rainbow ass shit that people make fun of? I forget. I have a t-shirt for them. I don't even know why. But yeah. Is it Razer? I feel like it's Razer. I feel like I should know this because every time I talk about getting computer parts, I always joke about getting it for Razer and watching the computer nerds that I'm friends with cry. Really, that's about half my personality, actually. I say a lot of dumb shit just to watch people cry. That probably makes me a bad person and slightly a troll. But at least I don't troll about, bad stuff. I only troll about innocent stuff because we're very kind and innocent here. But yeah, so that was that. So, yeah. So I wandered around the con floor a lot. Things I liked about that. A lot of video game demos. As a solo conner, in this particular case, I did not have friends to bounce off of or do dumb shit with, so playing video game demos was quite a bit of fun for me. Item 2 that I liked. Free food! The Capital One thing was giving this thing of, like, Minecraft cake, and it was this big. And holy shit, that was my source of substance for like 10 hours, so, you know. Good shit! They also gave, like, some coffee that was awful, but, you know. We'll ignore that. Focus on the cake. Wendy's was giving out, Frosties. What the Wendy's does Frosties. They were giving out Frosties with, like, nerds in it, and that was amazing. Another source of substance. I was honestly tempted to come back an hour later so they didn't remember me to eat another one. But that just might be me. Honestly, my goal here was to take everything that wasn't nailed down. And no one would notice if it went missing. So, you know, purely innocence here. So that was all my initial impressions, so I wandered around the con hall, you know, doing all my stuff, doing all the jazz. I went to the Capcom booth thing. I was not able to do the Capcom things because apparently I was supposed to make an appointment for that. I'm such a great creator. But they let me sneak in because they were like, we didn't have any appointments booked on Friday, and I was like, cool. But mostly just meant that I got my own solo room to play the Street Fighter 6 demo, whereas the rest of those plebeians had to wait in the line and, like, shit. So, you know, that was that. So after I did a circuit, I was like, wow, what an amazing circuit. Where's the artist alley? You know, that was the second thing I was playing. You know, I was like, worst comes to worst, even if I hate everything in this thing, I could probably spend like an hour, like a couple of hours in the artist alley. I love chatting up artists. I think it's just really fun. I used to help out in artist alley stuff, so I kind of know the business a little bit, and, you know, just talk shit. Find an artist who's not doing much and just talk to them, I guess, you know. But, so, I was like, I wandered around the first floor, like, for 20 minutes. I was like, huh, I don't see them. I don't see anywhere where I could go to see them. This is odd. I looked at a map before I went. A map provided by Twitch, may I just say, and it kind of felt like they implied that the artist alley was part of the first floor layout thing. It was not. It was on the second floor. Alongside the panels. Some of which I was vaguely interested in going, but also not really, because most of it is like, how to improve your viewer sets, how to form a community, how to get people. And I'm like, if I wanted to get people to follow my content, I feel like I could be doing different things and doing all this jazz, and I'm not doing that because I kinda don't care. I mean, as I said, as a person who likes video games, I like seeing numbers go up. But also speaking, it's like, I want it needs to be fun to have those numbers go up, and if it's not fun to have those numbers go up, I don't give a shit. Oh! Wow. That's... Okay, real quick. Did you read a Minecraft game from Capital One? You know, just double checking for my potential bathroom futures. Well, actually, I'm not also that worried about it because, like, I eat utter shit on a regular basis, and as a result, I have created an immune system that can handle everything that I throw at it, even if it makes me feel sad. Hello! Welcome, Emrys, to this stream of talking random crap. There's not much to point to this. I'm just creating a narrative, making a dialogue. Yes, hello once again. But yeah. I was going back to it. Yeah, so I didn't know all the panels in Artist Alley was on the second floor. Yeah. They did have maps, but they put these maps on these, like, little pixel grids, and I could not actually read those pixel grids. Like, the words on those pixel grids was not readable. I just followed people. I was like, there are people going up to the second floor, there must be something good there. Let us follow the people and see what happens. And so I went up there, and then there's this, like, theater where they were doing the big events. I was like, cool. Not interested in those events right now. That's cool, though. They had a signage saying, you know, like, audio room, or, like, musician's corner, and shit like that. And I was like, okay, that sounds really cool. I'll check those out later. You know? When I have some free time, it'll be nice to go to the music hall and, like, jam. Well, let's stick a pin in that one. But I went to the Artist Alley. And the Artist Alley was nice. There was actually, since it wasn't an anime convention, there was still 80% anime art, but there was like 20% non-anime art, and I did kind of appreciate that. Spaceman! Thank you for the follow. I appreciate it immensely. But yeah, so that was that. So I like the Artist Alley, good stuff, didn't buy anything. I was still hurting from having to spend money on fucking San Diego parking. RIP my wallet. RIP my KBBQ. But yeah, so that was that. Once I went through all the Artist Alley, had some cool times, took pictures of stuff. I forgot to upload the pictures on my camera up onto my computer so I could flash QR codes of people I thought were cool. Yeah. So after all of that, I went back to what I was assuming was the musician room. I was like, you know, I sort of play the drums. Might be fun. Turns out those were all code words for panel rooms. So, inadvertently, I basically missed out on all the panels. Because by the time I did all my loops, I was like, the panels were basically closed out and shit. And I was like, well, wonderful. I guess we didn't need to do panels anyways. So I just went back to the con floor and proceeded to do my usual thing, which is to get as much free shit as possible and, you know, play game demos and so on. So, yeah. So overall, what would I say about TwitchCon? Yeah, it wasn't the best organized. I appreciate, at least for me, you were looking forward to. I was kind of, they had some, like, diversity, like, women in streaming type panels that I would have been kind of curious to go into, because I'm gonna be real, there's been a lot of valid stuff about how a lot of women in streaming get knocked back from a lot of stuff, and I was curious about that. But I ended up, as I said, not being able to go because I didn't even know where the fucking panel was. So I am a little bit peeved about that. Not super duper peeved, because, well, okay, I kind of wasn't expecting to get in anyways, because I was like, you know, there's not that many women in gaming. Well, actually, there's a shit ton of women in gaming, but yada yada yada. They generally go to gaming conventions for reasons. But I figured since this is a TwitchCon, there's probably gonna be a lot more women streamers going in and doing that type of stuff. So, I wasn't planning to wait in line for this. I was planning to just kind of walk in. So that kind of wraps up most of my stuff. Mike, so, yeah, also, the last thing that I would say that, about this entire shenanigans is that I did also see the Foam Pit of Doom. New replacement to Ball Pit. They actually also had a Ball Pit there. Hence my dreams of becoming a hot tub streamer. It's alright, I'm already planning it. I'm ordering scuba gear, and it's just gonna be me talking about all sorts of fish that I happen to like. Both ones I want to eat, and ones I want to have a pet, and ones that could theoretically both go in both categories. Like, carp. I feel like, you know, you can eat a carp, and goldfish are basically fancy carps. Hello! No, I actually started at 8 this time. Why? Reasons? Do speculative research, aka I notice my fucking trends going on. Basically almost 90% of the 90% of my audience is like California based, and most of the time I feel like most of them are like doing late night type shit, which is fine. I'm a night owl too. Well, I'm not. I'm both a night owl and a day owl, which is code word for I don't sleep. That's why we wear makeup, to hide those beautiful bags under our eyes. Oh, well, welcome. Oregon friend, welcome to pseudo California. You are now officially part of the California dreams of eating oranges and shit, I don't know. Yeah. So yeah, no, I saw the Foam Pit of Death, and I was like, wow! So the thing is that I've actually... Undead Owl? Yeah, it's... Realistically, we live off a mixture of caffeine and booze. This is probably gonna cause an issue once I hit my 50s, but until we get there, everything's fine. I promise. But yeah, no, so yeah, I did see the Foam Pit, and I didn't do it. Reason? I actually thought it was unsafe. Yeah, there's no good story about like how I got knocked off and I chipped off my tooth. Any chips on my teeth happened before this? No, I just saw various types of setups before, where that's had the entire foam sticks with the circles and they fall off into like a padded situation, and basically all of them I saw resulted in some type of minor energy. Stream elements? I swear. Okay, you're blocked. Good. So basically all of them resulted in some type of injury. So I was like, yeah, I'm not gonna do that. I have to drive myself home. So, yeah. But I actually was expecting, so all the injuries I saw is that with those circle things, like they pad the outsides, but they never pad the circles. I was expecting someone to just like kind of fudge a fall and hit either the head or like your knee right here and like dislocate your knee, or hit a joint somewhere and just dislocate it or fuck it up real bad. It turns out the Foam Pit was made out of like cheese, so actually being made out of cheese might have been even better. So like, no, they got fucked up because the fucking pit was made out of shit. Which, yeah. So a lot of the stuff, so I ultimately, as I said, ended up not doing Saturday and Sunday. Sunday I had a shoot. Shoot went well. Mostly. Sort of. Actually, the shoot had some issues. Not related to us. Related to other things. Out of my control. But hey, on one positive side, it did net me, I forgot my heels before I got to the shoot, so I had to grab a new set of heels on the way there, and on the positive side, I got these for like 10 bucks. Truly classic stripper heels. They're supposedly pleasers, so these go for like fucking money on the website, which is hilarious because they're not really well made. Like, spot that resin bubble? That is a sign that you fucked up your resin. You need to heat up that shit. Yeah, for KDA stuff. Oh god, you can't even see the heel. It's okay. I don't know where my camera is. Yeah, for KDA. It was the Evelyn shoe. I normally have a specific pair of heels that I wear for that, but I forgot them when I was driving up there, and I was like, shit, I need a pair of heels, so I just grabbed anything at random. So, worked out in the end. And now I own some classic stripper heels. If I feel the urge to, I don't know if I'm gonna destroy these or not. They are kind of useful for other things. But, you know. I've seen cool people being not me, like drill holes in these and put like little lights in them, and then when you step, they light up. That is pretty cool. And then with the hollow base, you can do all that. And I've seen people do some little like fun UV lights and whatever. Um, but yeah, so I might do that later. But also I might use these for something else. So we'll see. Yeah, it's. I mean, the FD studios are probably the most professional-ish looking rooms in LA that are cheap. Only disadvantage is they are located in not so great parts of LA. And item 2, at least in this part, they fucked over our time. A little bit. They didn't check us in. We were supposed to be there from 10 to 1. I was running really fucking late, which I get really anxious for when I do shoots like that, cause, you know, for professional shoots, time is money. Being even minutes late can really cost shoots shit tons of money. It's very, very unprofessional to be late, and if I was a true working model, you can get axed for that. Just for that. Of course, once you become famous, it's a little different, but I'm not famous, so how it goes. But yeah, so they did not check us in until 30 minutes later, so we had less time, and most people got ready on set. So that cut another like 20-30 minutes off of our time. So we only had like 2 hours to shoot, do all the group stuff and whatever. And it was just not enough time to do everything that we wanted. So we're gonna try and meet up again to do everything else that we wanted to do. Like, we're doing the KDA music video. Woo! Which is great, because now I can learn it. I was planning to just bullshit it. But yeah, now I can learn it. But yeah, so, and that'll be great, because it turns out, I mean, I bought authentic stripper heels, so I can actually learn how to, dance in them. And further my career prospects if I ever get fired. Aside from, obviously, content creation, which, honestly, I'm kind of a shitty person I would not be a great content creator. That's the also like another takeaway I took from the TwitchCon thing is like I would be a shit content creator. Like I am so shit at this content creation thing. It's not so much the content creation that I'm okay with. The networking shit, I am so fucking socially awkward in real life. Like do not like talking to people. I do not like talking to people who I don't know. I feel like I was actually had a philosophical moment while I was driving back home. I was like, huh, I'm generally friends with more dudes because dudes generally talk more when you first meet them as opposed to women where it's a more, two-sided dynamic. And that's easier to do for me as a first conversation thing because I just have to nod my head and be like, yeah, that's cool. And then it'll be like, blah, 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 but you're like, yeah, that's cool. And then they'll be like, blah, 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 blah. Like, yeah, that's cool. And that's just a little bit easier. Whereas for women, it's like, oh, hey, I see you're doing blah, blah, blah. That's so cool. And then they're like, what about you? What do you do? And I have to be like, oh, shit. I have to talk about myself. Fuck. Yeah, so I had a mental dialogue about why do I have more guy friends than I do girlfriends? And I was like, oh, wait. Oh, that's probably why. Oh, fuck me, I need to work on that. Shit. Anyways, so yeah. Exactly, man, right? Like, shit. I'm like, dude, that is why I take photos of people at conventions. This is why anime cons are so much easier for me. I don't have to actually talk to people. I can just be like, wow, your costume's amazing. How'd you do that? And people will be like, more than happy to talk about their cosplay. People are much more happy, I feel like, will be so much more happy to talk about their cosplay than themselves. So it's just like cheat codes for life on how to make friends at conventions. Which is why actually having everyone buy their cosplays from whatever, a we're doing our best here. That's why it's so annoying, because you go up and you're like, wow, such a beautiful cosplay, and they're like, yeah, and I'll be like, oh, how'd you do this? And they'll be like, I bought it, and it's like, shit, where do I go for this? My go-to opener on how to talk to people is gone. Fuck. And then you're like, oh, wow, Chinese cosplay websites. Such a thing in the cosplay community. I'm lost without a rudder. Please save me. Yeah. Yeah. So at TwitchCon, I suppose I could go up and chatting people up about their content or whatever, but is it more about wanting to talk about yourself, or is it the anxiety? I am just very anxious about meeting strange people. Oh, it's not even that. It's like, so I think also the thing is that I can adopt a persona, right? A mask, right? Is a hot glue great? Aw, fuck yeah, man! Hot glue's excellent! I was thinking about bringing hot glue to the shoot yesterday, because I was like, fuck it, you know, we always need it. Always something happen. You could always use a hot glue gun. It's mostly, for me, I don't like talking to myself because I don't find myself interesting. And the things that I find interesting to myself, I don't really want to talk to about with a stranger per se, because I feel awkward. You know, whenever I talk to someone, I'm trying to be adhered to be this very societal contained box of being a perfect American ideal of lady. And the problem is that I am not that very close to that American ideal of lady. And showing my true personality means revealing insecurities of myself, and that always feels awkward. Because when you reveal insecurities about yourself, that means, like, people can, um, um, you know, judge you. And judgment is hard. But then again, people are probably judging me for being being awkward as shit, so, you know, same difference. Yeah. So, but I did talk to a couple people in TwitchCon while waiting in line. So, yeah, we did what we could. Obviously what I could was way worse than what anyone else could, so, you know, fuck me, I guess. I guess that's the thing, too. It's like, people have told me that I can be vaguely entertaining to listen to, so I know and, like, people have told me before I'm interesting, so I feel like it's, like, part of my brain should be like, ah, yes, you could just reveal your true self. You'll be entertaining, and it'll be glorious, and it'll be whatever. And then when it comes to actually talking to a new person, it's like, wow, what pleasant weather are we having? It is Southern California. We frequently have pleasant weather. So, yeah, that's basically that's basically my con experience. So, yeah. I already covered the foam pit of death. That was the big thing that people had. Honestly, in terms of convention fuck-ups that TwitchCon did, I will say the foam pit is the biggest fuck-up. And that is a surprisingly big fuck-up to have at such a large convention. I know it wasn't necessarily run by Twitch per se. It was run by, like, Lenovo or some shit like that. But that, it's like, even if it wasn't done by TwitchCon or Twitch per se, or even Amazon, that should have been marked as being, like, I feel like you have to submit in your ideas before they get approved to put on the com floor, just to make sure that people aren't doing something really stupid. And that should have been marked as should not have been approved, basically speaking. Yeah. So, that I feel like should not have been happened. That shouldn't have happened. That shouldn't have been a thing. Uh, yeah. Yeah. So if you haven't seen the video, basically speaking, they have, as I said, they have these two circles. You fight it out. They have this foam pit that looks safe. It's not. And so the idea is you push someone off, they fall, they hit the foam, they're okay, I guess, and then, the winner wins. So in this particular case, I don't know these two female streamers. I apologize. I'm terrible at streaming. But one of them got pushed off and she landed on the floor, and then the winner of this jumped up in the air, did the splits, and then landed on her butt on the foam and broke her spine in 2 places. Fortunately, I don't think she's had the paralysis or whatever that can result from a spine injury. I think. I'm only basing this on the fact that she was able to move afterwards. But even then, adrenaline kind of fucks over a lot of your nerve responses, so who knows what the fuck happened. But yeah. As I said, I did not do that, because, not to be rude or anything, it just seemed really dangerous to me, because at least for me, I thought the edges of the circle should have been, padded, because if you fall off and you hit your head on the edge of the circle, you can also fuck up your head. That was actually the injury I was expecting from that, and I was like, hey, when I was looking at that, I was like, well, I can expect that, so it should be safer for me. But I'm like, in those types of situations, when you're just hyped up on adrenaline or whatever, it can be kind of hard to keep your head straight and, to do the safe thing instead of the dangerous thing. So let's not. I trust my fall instincts, but I also don't need to risk an injury just to prove myself. But on the other hand, I understand why it was such a big draw for people and why people were doing it, but yeah. Anywho, that was all of that. What are the other people complaining about? Yes. The other 2 big complaints I heard about, TwitchCon. The accessibility thing. And the overcrowding. I actually have a feeling both of those are related. So basically speaking, all the accessibility options that were supposed to be available to TwitchCon attendees were not available. Fucking over people who use wheelchairs or any type of mobility devices. Why do I think those are 2 connected? Because generally speaking, overcrowding means, generally speaking, that they're gonna they're gonna look for places to eliminate said overcrowding. And generally speaking, the first one to go for that is the accessibility areas. So, I have a feeling what happened, I was not there. I went on Friday, which apparently was a chill day. I apparently made good decisions in my life. Thank fuck. Yeah, but I basically assume what happened is that it started getting overcrowded. They were looking for ways to expand the queue, and they chose the accessibility lines, which is douchey. Yeah. And so that kind of that's also related to another thing. Apparently a lot of the panels and whatever were overcrowded. As I said, I couldn't even find where the fucking panels were, so, another bullet dodged. Sometimes I do enjoy my life of bliss ignorance, for indeed, ignorance is bliss. It has managed to have me avoid all these catastrophes. But yeah, also, a lot of the rooms, apparently, they put the content creators were really, really small, and having seen what rooms that they put the panels on, yes, I agree with that. They look like they were about 100, 200 max capacity. I was actually kind of weirded out that they put so much space to Twitch rivals and not so much space to the actual content creators they invited. That seemed like skewed priorities to me, and I would probably actually put them in the Twitch arena. Like, you're a TwitchCon. This is what people go to. Like, there's VidCon, which happens in Anaheim. Also another Southern California convention. I've seen where they put their large content creator people, and the rooms for that are big. So, I'm not exactly sure what the thought process of it. I can only speculate. So, when I went to TwitchCon, one of the things I was trying to pay attention to, just out of my own curiosity, was how many people were partners, what percentage were partners, what percentage were affiliate, and what percentage was community. Mostly just to get a rough understanding on what people were going there for. I saw about 10 to 15% partners, which makes sense. Partners are significant, a relatively small fraction of the Twitch creators. I saw about 50% of that, so eliminate that. Of the rest of the percentage, about 80 to 75, about 50 were affiliate, and then 50 was community. At least this is how it was on Friday, and that demographics might have broken down on Saturday and Sunday, because Saturday and Sunday might have brought more general community people, because they have the day off, yada yada. So, my speculation on why a lot of these things may have gone wrong is that I'm expecting, maybe, that Twitch expected more of the people to go to this convention were partners / affiliates versus community. And that's just purely my talking out of my ass. But most of the panels that they had there was more focused on having affiliate people get to partner or build communities, make emotes, yada yada. Whereas there were panels obviously with content creators, but I didn't think they were as much focus as everything else. To be fair, it is also easier to find people to run panels for content creation and everything, as opposed to panels with, I mean, there's only so many big content creators, so there's only so many panels that you can run, so I guess that makes sense too. So, yeah. So overall, what would I say about TwitchCon? I don't think it's the con for me. I think that's the long and short of it. I don't know how other people feel about TwitchCon. I don't know how, I don't know if it's like, I don't know what other people feel about it. To be honest, I am not other people, and I'm open about that. I have very little interest in content creators, so I have little interest in that. I was maybe interested a bit about how to build a community for my stream audience, but that's mostly interest of building a community versus necessarily building a stream audience and becoming a partner. And I, of the things that I liked at TwitchCon is mostly the game demos. And to me, that's more of a sign that I want a video game convention rather than I want to go to a Twitch convention. And I feel this is especially true because Southern California basically doesn't have video game conventions. The nearest video game convention is I don't even have to put that in quotes. I was thinking about EVO, which is a video game convention, but it's also mostly just an FGC tournament thing, which FGC is definitely not representative of all of gamey shit in the world. But yeah, what was I gonna say? Blood. But yeah, there is another Level Up Expo is also in Las Vegas. That is also another video game convention. But that means I would have to drive all the way to fucking Las Vegas to go to our gaming convention. And I am a lazy piece of shit, and I want my gaming con to be right at home. People also tell me to go to E3, and it's like, that's not quite how it works. To be honest, you don't just go, one does not walk into E3. But yeah, you could eventually they did have community passes and whatever, but you don't really go into E3 like that. But yeah, for me, the most of the things that I found fun about TwitchCon was the gaming demos and talking to gaming people. Yeah. The stuff. So basically, yeah, the stuff that TwitchCon offered that was unique to TwitchCon was not the stuff that I was interested in. So overall, I probably would not go to this con again. Unless I was, you know, really, unless they give me a ticket for free, I guess. If they give me a ticket for free, yeah, sure, I'll go to TwitchCon again. But until that moment, yeah, I'm just gonna stay at home. I did appreciate going to the San Diego Comic Convention. Fuck me. San Diego Convention Center, I've never been before. Now I know more of the layout and everything. But I could have done that some other way. So. Oh, and the last two things that were problems at TwitchCon that I did not run into issues with. One, teenagers being fucking annoying. I avoided I avoided going on Friday, and two, I avoid teenagers like the fucking plague. No offense to annoying teenagers. I was an annoying, shitty teenager. I understand. But I also avoid them like the plague for that particular reason. Two. What was the other thing? Yes. There was a lot of sexual misconduct at TwitchCon. Mostly against women, from what I understand. Yeah. So, I'm not gonna lie, that was one thing I was actually really nervous about at TwitchCon. And I'm not saying this because I want to be rude or mean or shit like that. I just know that some of the Twitch audience tends to be really, really bad. I have not had that many experiences with the bad part of Twitch, but I've had experiences with it. And I kinda had a feeling a con devoted to Twitch is going to have those type of people in it. So, like, I had some friends people be like, oh, are you cosplaying to TwitchCon? And I'm like, oh, no, I have to drive there, you know, I have to drive back. So much work. So much tedium. But the real answer is that I did not really want to bring attention to myself, that way, because I did not have a backup person. Second thing, I wore an outfit that I thought was cute. But I also didn't want to necessarily wear anything that would attract attention to me. Not saying that attracting attention to yourself is a victim blade. You don't. I'm not saying that necessarily that causes it. But I was, you know, you do what you do. And third thing, I did not go to any of the after parties, specifically for that reason. Because a lot of the incidents that I read about it happened at the after parties, and I was kind of suspicious that was how it was going to work out. Yeah. Am I blaming TwitchCon for this? Yes and no. Mostly no. No, because bad people are gonna come to your con and they're gonna do bad things. Unfortunately, for some of these people, you can't really catch them until they do something bad. And then, of course, what the fuck are you gonna do? But yes, I think they could have been a little bit more proactive about stuff. Basically, from what I read, it sounded like the staff was not really trained to deal with this type of situation, which is interesting. Considering San Diego Comic-Con also happens there, so you would assume they would have staff that knows how to do that. But it sounds to me that there was not too much training involved with that. So for that, I would put a little bit of blame on TwitchCon. Going to TwitchCon, I was actually... So, all of that, I was actually, to be blunt, kind of expecting to happen. I know, people will be like, well, they have shit tons of money and so on. Okay, so apparently there was a TwitchCon in 2019. If I completely apparently fucking forgot about it, because, well, also I wasn't doing Twitch back then, so why would I care? So, going to this, I would assume this was their first con ever run. I would put it in the same category as, like, maybe something like, I don't know, Crunchyroll Expo or something, right? Where it's a con being run by a large company with potentially deep pockets, but they don't necessarily know what they're doing, right? Because even if you have deep pockets so you can hire the right people, a lot of con stuff is based kind of on vibing with people, right? You need to have the interior cohesion. You need to have A willing to talk to B, who's talking to C, who's also talking to A. You need to all be collectively working together to make a product. And just because you hire people does not mean that they are gonna all work together, nor do they necessarily vibe together. Yeah. So, in my particular case, that's what I felt about it. Is like, they hired the right people, but just because you hire the right people does not mean it's a integrated experience. So, yeah. So, overall, that's my tea. I know it's very boring tea. My ultimate tea on this convention is the con was mid. There you go. Is it the worst con I've ever been to? At least from my experience, no. I've gone, maybe not to cons, but I've gone to gaming type convention things, where it's substantially more awkward and substantially worse vibes. I will at least give them credit. I did not get that type of vibes at TwitchCon, but then again, maybe I just didn't interact with enough people to get said vibes. Yeah. So, there you fucking go. Oh, and finally, the last important bit about TwitchCon. As I said, I was going through trying to take everything that wasn't fucking nailed to the convention floor. And I did what I could in my hours that I spent there. So yes, here. This is the first one that I have to bring out because, like, it doesn't fucking fit in any of the bags. Look, it's a fancy fan. It's not folding, so I can't do the, oh my god, it got stuck on itself. I can't do the fancy folding thing, because, like, obviously, it's a, so I can't do, like, the, and, you know, start airing myself like a true tea fan. But, yeah. I played the demo of this. It's good. Yes! There were shit tons of free stuff. Okay, I'll put that in another pro side of things. There's a lot of free stuff. I could have even gotten more free stuff, but, I didn't have time. But yes, they had this, obviously. This is a cheapo free stuff. But, yeah, demo was good. Demo was fun. The audio kept on fucking up in random locations, but I'm gonna blame that on the game build and not on the actual game. Like, you know, demo builds are actually tend to be filled with bugs because they don't really bother QAing that shit. So there you go. We have ourselves a fine Lost Ark t-shirt. I've never even fucking played Lost Ark, but I heard they were giving out t-shirts. And you know what? I'll give them credit. I can already see here that it's a mildly quality t-shirt because they actually stitched a little line here at the collar, which means it doesn't stretch out as much. So, and it's all double stitched and everything. Wow. It's also an extra large because, like, that's the only thing that fit. Oh shit, there's a design on the back! Well, that's gonna be awkward for the future, but we'll see. Yeah, I know. Next time I'm sweating in the LA convention scene, I'll just pop this out and be like, ah, good thing I went to TwitchCon. But yeah. Wow. Anyways, real talk. I was looking for fabric goods because, unfortunately I don't have time. Actually, since this turned out to be just me fucking around, I could have had time for it. But the original plan for these was I talk about TwitchCon while destroying all the free shit I get from TwitchCon. As in, not destroying, but, this is not going to remain in its t-shirty form for long. We are going to remake it into new principles and new things. New ideas. I was gonna turn this into a macrame style net top thing. I got different colors so I could mix up different strings of t-shirt colors into it, and it was gonna be a fun destruction stream. Cause to be honest, I don't wanna, I was gonna leave the little bean here intact just because I was like, you know, they gave it for me. I'll leave this one thing for free. But this design, once I saw the back, I was like, oh shit, this has to go. I don't want this on my back. It is decently cute, but I also don't play this game. Oh! As an affiliate, TwitchCon obviously treated me with the greatest respect, the greatest care, and, did not give me a fucking map. Anyways, they gave me this shit. For being an affiliate. I will never use any, I guess I'll use the pen. The pen, I mean, I won't be rude to the pen. The pen I'll probably use. The lanyard. Oh god, there's shoelaces. Ah, perfect! I have more shit to destroy in my upcoming projects. The stickers, I do not know what I'm gonna do with the stickers. Yeah. Also, apparently they're redesigning the logo, so, like, these are gonna be fucking useless in, like, a couple months or something. Oh yeah, they had a loot cave where you could buy Twitch stuff, and I looked in there just to be curious, and I was like, I don't know about you guys, but half of this shit looks hideous. And I would not wear it if you forced me to. I don't have what I would consider good taste, but, I have better taste than them, I guess. This is a generic, comes with every single, thingy that you, like, this was part of their loot bag thing or whatever, your freebie bag. You got a little ugly thing. Honestly, it looks really cheap too, like, this zipper looks really fucking cheap. I know I shouldn't be looking at a gift horse in the mouth, but hey, everyone in the internet is roasting TwitchCon, so I might as well join in roasting the shit out of them, right? Fair is fair. I'll give them credit. The little back pocket's useful, you know, I guess. It helps in not having your shit stolen in foreign countries where there's pickpockets. I've never been pickpocketed. That's also because most of the time I keep my hands on my bag at 24/7 so I don't get pickpocketed. What else is in this little bag of goodies? Crown, which is some Twitch affiliated channel thing. I got the mask from them because face masks are good, and if I truly hate these people, I can flip it inside out, and it's now just a freebie mask I can wear. Yeah. Also, this might be part of the destruction plans. Who knows? I don't know what this fabric is printed on, but like we'll figure it out. But yeah, I think Crown is a channel that Twitch is sponsoring to showcase a variety of streamers and so on. I went to their booth because they were giving out free shit, and that was my only goal in life. And, the guy was, like, chatting me, he was like, oh yeah, we have an audition process, he was like, oh yeah, he was, like, chatting to me, he was like, well, actually, let me restate that. I saw the free t-shirts, and I was like, hi guy, what's this booth about? He was like, oh, we're Crown, we do this crafting affiliate thing, yada yada, if you do a not a promo, a interview? For us, it's not really an interview, you show up on the TV screen for like 30 seconds or some shit. You get the chance to get a PC or some shit, and I was like, oh, that sounds cool. I'm kind of interested in that. He was like, oh, really? And I was like, yeah, what do you stream? I was like, craft shit. He was like, oh, we do craft channel stuff too. Oh my god, that's so great. You should really interview with them. Yada, 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 yada. Do you want some free shit? I'm like, sign me the fuck up. We've got them. We've got them! Anyway, so that's how I got that. And, this is how I got their t-shirt, too. Ta-da! Honestly, this t-shirt I felt slightly bad about destroying, because I will say this little logo thing with a crown, not too ugly. Whatever. I was like, we're gonna do our best to preserve it. This, though? Ugly as shit. That's gotta go. So we gotta figure that out. Yeah, so, that was that. Where else? What other goodies did I, steal? This... Exactly, man! Holy shit. Not gonna lie, listen. I don't mean to be rude to you, gamer peoples out there. But some of you gamer people, when a slightly I'm not even gonna call myself attractive. When a woman talks to you and you drop all your shit to try and give her free shit and whatever, one hand, I do appreciate it immensely, and two, my respect for you like goes down like a fucking stone. Just saying. Not saying to anyone in particular. You know, that would be rude. But yeah. It is slightly hilarious to me sometimes at some of these more gaming things where people are like, "Oh my goodness, can you do some interview for us? Would you like some free merch?" And I'm like, "Yes, I would love some free merch." Oh, yes, thank you for the free merch. Oh, that interview thing? Oh, I forget about that. I have my fish, my pet fish needs a rinse. Need to shampoo him. Bye now. Anyways, not saying anything. I've never done this. I'm not an evil person, mostly. But yeah, I got this other face mask for this game called Hyenas. I have no idea what this game was. Once again, it was free. But I also was like, you know, even if I don't play the game, this is a pretty cool face mask. Could like add some little paint decals or whatever to make it even cooler. Actually, for the KDA, what's her face? Akali, her mask kind of looks like this too, so you know I could spruce it up, do some shit with it. So I took that as well. And then, oh yeah, I got like you get a lot of these like low brochure things which no one gives a shit about. I don't give a shit about them, so we're not gonna ignore them. Metalcore was this like FPS sort of Overwatchy game that I played. Not really Overwatch. I'm saying Overwatch just because it's the 5v5 format and each one is a crucial part of the team, which is not necessarily the way that a lot of first person shooters go, but whatever. Um but yeah, this game was actually not bad. I actually did kind of like it. I'm not gonna lie, the only reason I went to this booth is because they had the statue of the mecha in front, and I went there purely to examine the mecha. And then they were like, "You can play as the mecha," and I'm like, "I'm sold." Also, real talk, off the record, are you guys really upset that Gundam Evolution came out before your game? Because like, now you have you're competing in the 5v5, 6v6, you know, semi shooter format with Gundam things. You know, kind of a competitor. Also, Gundam's a bigger name. I should actually play Gundam Evolution. I heard it's good, but also the monetization schemes on it apparently suck ass. And so, but also like I kind of expect that, honestly, for a lot of video games, so I don't know. We'll think about it. Let's see. Amazon gave me a piece of candy that's slowly getting broken up, making me proud. Oh, having a good Gundam game? Yeah. I mean, let's be real. A lot of anime. The amount of franchises that have a good toy line and a good like animated series to go with it is very limited. Um, and generally speaking, when they have a good like toy more franchise line, it started because they had it like yeah. The progression is bunk. Yeah, I heard that. Basically, I heard that yeah, but still fun for gameplay's sake. Yeah, I'm gonna give it a shot. I mean, I think it's free, right? Because if it's free, you know, I'm gonna give it a shot. And also, real talk, I heard a lot of people are jumping from Overwatch to Gundam Evolution, because Overwatch shat itself hard, which makes me proud that I never got into it in the first place. Why didn't I never got. Then again, I never got into Overwatch because I would have played on PC, and back then my PC wasn't power enough, so I was like, yeah, not happening. More dumb brochure shit that we don't give a shit about. Oh yeah. In your TwitchCon free bag, They actually fucking gave you, like, fucking perfume. Okay, it's not perfume, because it's for guys, and apparently you don't call it perfume when it's for men. Don't question shit. But yeah, they give you perfume, which, one, I'm insulted. Two, holy shit, they know everyone smells. What do you think? What do you think? It's definitely one of the trial size for perfume things. Because it's only, like, this big. Actually, I never even smelled it. Oh, fuck me! Ew! God damn it. Fuck. I was not exaggerating. I was slightly exaggerating. But also I was not exaggerating. It smells like one of those default, like, dude smells. It smells like an Abercrombie and Finch. I have no idea why dude perfumes smell like shit. No offense to dudes. Actually, I'm offended for you because all the perfumes that people make for you smell like shit. But yeah, they all smell like... They, they smell like, this is called ocean. It does not smell like the ocean. If it did, I'd maybe appreciate it. I like the ocean. Yeah, it smells like aftershave. I don't know. I don't like it. As I said, I don't like the vast majority of, like, scents for men, or whatever the fuck they call. Also, may I just say, also, hey, Twitch, I thought you were accessible and good in, like, helping out your female audience people. Why give this smelly-ass shade that's... I mean, I was gonna say designed for men, because it smells like generic male scents. But on the other hand, it also smells like shit, so it's really designed for no one. There we go. Wendy's gave me, I'll promo Wendy's, because they gave me a free Slurpee, and I appreciated it. You didn't give me free stuff? Street Fighter? I'll promo that. Be a good Capcom Creators Program person. We don't need to talk about that. Whatever the fuck. This was also in the little freebie bag. I don't know, have fucking clue what that is. Don't care. Don't care. I think this is, like, from one of the indie games that they had there. It's a cute sticker. I appreciate cute stickers. I might, I have no idea. I'll actually, I put cute stickers on random shit, so that might actually live somewhere. Stupid shit I don't care about. This! I don't even... Oh, I think this is for Cookie Run? I don't know. Some guy was like, do you want a free lanyard? I was like, hell yeah! And he gave me it. And I was like, wonderful. I didn't even have to talk to people to get you to give me free stuff. Wendy's thing, random button. Some Artist Alley person was giving out free merch. Obviously. If you can't tell by my slowly growing pile here, my only goal was to get free stuff, so I took it. I took a photo of his, like, little thing too, but I don't remember, as I said, I left them on my phone, and I should have moved them onto my desktop so I could flash it on to promo these people, but I forgot. And I'm a terrible person. Intel thing, I think they came with a Twitch bag. We have 2 lanyards. I think I have a third one. Oh, right, I have the TwitchCon lanyard. So, these will also be used in their appropriate destructions. Metalcore people gave out a nice pin. It's a very generic pin, actually. Oh, it's for their class called Gear Breakers. The pin's actually quite nice. I'll give them credit. Like, even if I didn't play the game or anything, I would probably put that pin somewhere, because I like geometric pins. So I'll give them credit for that. And, TwitchCon was giving out buttons with, like, what you did. So they didn't have a crafter one, so I just picked up artist. And my pronouns. There you go. They also ran out of they, them, pronoun buttons on like day one, which is probably not a great sign, to be honest. And yeah. And then finally, and honestly, the most important out of all this shit, Nyx had a booth there. I don't know why. I guess they were told that they had like they were told that like people do makeup on stream, which is not a lie. People do makeup on stream. But I don't know if that's actually a significant enough audience to like have a booth there. Also, low key, I feel like that's where a lot of streamers with girlfriends dumped their girlfriends while they did other shit. Because a lot of the people I talked there were like, oh, hey, yeah, I don't stream. My boyfriend streams, though. And I was like, oh, okay. I guess I see how it is. But yeah, real talk, they actually gave you some good shit. Like, this is a white eyeliner pencil, which is good, because I'm out. They gave you this, brown, gloss, which is not so good, because I hate brown glosses. Actually, I hate mostly glosses. Brown lipsticks are fine. Brown lipsticks can live. And a brown eyeliner pencil, which is good, because I don't have one. And for those not makeup aware, if you want a less intense eyeliner look, brown is a way to do it while still doing that full wing effect. It's good stuff. And a small little bottle of finish, which is also nice because I use the theater trick of hairspray, which is not so great for your eyes, but also works really well. But if you want to actually preserve your eye makeup, this stuff is better, by far better for you than hairspray. So there you go. And also, they gave me a cute little bag, which is honestly decently well made for it being a freebie piece of shit. And it's got like, it's got game console things on it. They have a Wii U pad. Listen, between me, Nintendo, and now Nyx, we got 3 people who know what the fuck a Wii U is. Good shit. And, yeah. So there you go. Overall, actually, I did this calculation too. The ticket was like roughly $100 or something after taxes and everything. So I said really expensive for a 1-day thing. The 3-day thing would have been $150 or something, so it was definitely more worth it to get the 3-day. But also, I couldn't show up for 3 days. So, but if I think, assuming each t-shirt is like $10 to $20, which is what you normally pay for a t-shirt, and the NYX products, most of these eyeliners are actually, having bought makeup, these are all roughly $10. I actually broke even just from the free shit. I'll give them credit for that. Still not going to this convention ever again. So, yeah. But hey, Twitch, invite me to your con. I would love to come. You may ask, why would you invite me to your con? You spent a decent amount of time dissing it. And I'll be like, I want free shit. And there you go, that's it. So, that's, yeah, I think that's really everything I have to say about TwitchCon. It did not last 2 hours. I guess that's to be expected. It's my birthday coming up next week. Woohoo! I'm working on Bayonetta stuff, as we speak. Actually, I will show now that we're actually sort of done. Ta-da! It's the shoe. Yes, I know the heel is the different shade of gold of the silicone stuff. Actually, it kind of bothers me a lot. I might go in with a more yellow gold, and spruce that up a bit. But hey, they're actually sorta shoes. Only sorta shoes because I think I heavily misjudged the size of my ankle. So we might have problems with that. But, yeah. This part is completely blank because that's where the slide is intended to go. And then the way you would get in and out of this is, oh god. I did the Velcro connections here with contact cement, and I never use contact cement for this. For a good reason. Actually, because I use contact cement for this, I'm just gonna fucking peel it off. Because contact cement, for fabric to foam connections, it works. It works. E6000's way fucking better. To be blunt. The other thing, oh hey, as I said, talk about toxicity. Toxicity in the internet. Toxicity in my room. Low-key, I'm just, casually fixing things on stream. I guess that's what actually I'm supposed to do, right? Yeah, my opinion on... So the thing is, it does work, but the thing is, it does not work as well as E6000, for one. And two, unlike almost every other type of adhesive, I feel like, well, maybe not for every single type of adhesive, the adhesive on contact cement in terms of these fabric to fabric connections and whatever, I feel like they only last for about a year or two before they start, like, peeling. Like, the rubber, whatever rubber they put in the contact cement, and whatever fabric thingy, like the adhesion power in the fabric, like the porosity of the fabric, do not really work together all that well. And, like, yeah. So, yeah. So we have a shoe down. I tried it on, sort of, and it sort of worked. This part is very tight. But on the other hand, that's why it's flexible, so it can move and groove as we speak. But yeah, I think I'm also gonna... I might also add in an extension into the gold thing, just at the edges, just so that, cause, like, if I sew in some extra fabric bits, it's not gonna matter too much, because I could just glue some more gold fabrics on it, and it's gonna be hidden anyways, and it'll be good. And the one last other thing, which... Oh, it's only mildly a disaster. Wonderful. Move cam. If you get motion sickness, I'm sorry. That was not the great way to move. Sorry, we're adjusting as we speak. Alright. Oh, there we go. Ta-da. We've finished. I did a first run draft of the jacket that she wears. There's no real big comments on that. Maybe I want to make this diamond bit a bit... I might want to make this more wider. I guess that would be my one comment on this. Just looking at it, because it is backless, but the other thing too is that once you start moving the back, if you start moving the back too much, the back cutout on the bayonetta thing too much, it also does not look good. So... Also, I kind of wanted to be able to have this be multiple not cut into the line of this particular panel in the back. Mostly because that might cause some issues. It won't be as pretty. But on the other hand, I feel like this... Because the thing is that... So for one thing, there is some seam allowance in this, so I guess you can discount the seam allowance and see what happens, right? If you discount the seam allowance, it's a little bit better. Let me actually... Oh god, now I'm actually crafting on stream. What the fuck? Every time I do a stream, it's all a lie. I think that's enough space for the ribbon. Because there's this ribbon decal that goes up the back. And I was worried that... God, now I'm rethinking my shit, which is always great. By the way, this was only supposed to be a test fit to see, like, if this was even functionally wearable. I mean, I guess this is just a draft pattern, so I could alter it right now. We just extend this down to a line here, which rebalances that to be a little bit wider, like so. I don't like how that makes a notch into the other pattern, though. But... And then those parts are truly going to be disconnected. In the pattern I set up, they're going to be connected by a little bit of an edge, but not that much. I think it'll work. I think it's a little bit wider, so I like that. I think it gets the point across. Yeah, you know what? We'll go with that. I don't want to trim. We only, like, once you get more than, like, this is only about an inch or so. And once you start getting more than an inch... Because I think she does have a connection at the actual shoulder joint. Yeah, it's small, but it is there. Yeah, I think I'll take it. It's not as small as hers will be in actuality, but also, like, I'm not Bayonetta in IRL, so it does not matter. Oh, my cam's now there. I was looking where my cam used to be, but it is now different. So yeah, that's, Tia TwitchCon. Bayonetta's still going on. I don't know when I'll stream next. I will. Monday is my birthday. I am going to be doing stupid stuff on Monday. Also, my work allows me to do stupid stuff because they give you your birthday day off. Well, actually, they get a day off in your birthday month to use to celebrate your birthday. Just in case your birthday lands on the weekend and you don't get fucked over because of that. So yeah, I am planning to spend the entirety of this weekend. Hell yeah, my friend! So I'm planning to spend the entirety of, like, this weekend, doing dumb shit. Except for Sunday, where I have a taco gig. So I can't do dumb shit. But the rest of it, dumb shit. But yeah, so that's pretty much the stream. It's gonna be a short one. To be honest, as I said, I don't have any really bad negative stories to tell about TwitchCon. It's just not that interesting of a con. And that's the real tea. Alright, guys. Have a good night. And I guess I will see you whenever the fuck I decide to see you next. Bye. Oh god, keep on thinking my camera's there because it's normally there. Bye.